Kieran, first off, congratulations on the regional berth. Hey, let's shake a hand right there, my
you,
man.
yeah.
Coming off a pretty successful year for you in the Big South and freshman of the year. A lot of accolades for you in that first year in college golf. Can you put a bow on it and how it's gone so far for you?
I'm satisfied. I I had rough patches here and there, but I guess all in all, I can't look back at with a sad face. I had some very good rounds and very good tournaments, and not so good rounds. But in general, I'm happy with it. So.
For you coming off pretty successful performance in the Big South Championship, how important is that to know, hey, the last couple of rounds I had were positive as you lead into Austin, Texas?
Yeah, that is a big positive. I'm probably going to ride that confidence and use it to my advantage, hopefully, going into Austin. So it's better going that way than the other way, I would say. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Austin. It's going to be fun.
I don't want to bring up the word nerves or anxiety going into NCAA regionals. That's a pretty cool deal. You and the conversations with the guys on the team, what have you been talking about?
It's just a lot of talk about what's going to happen after. We still in the moment and still expecting to do well and wanting to do well, but there's a lot of talk about what's happening after and the whole national berth, which would be very very cool. But I think yeah, we just gotta ground ourselves and look at one step at a time. And yeah, it's been a fun talk. They were all, most of them were on the, well, I think four of the guys were on the team last year that went to regionals, and so they've just been running me through what's it like at regionals and how it differs from the rest of the other tournaments. But yeah, not much has been said, just what to expect, I guess.
To steal a golf phrase, it is par for the course for this program to go to the regionals. This is the 8th time that this team has gone. You mentioned some guys last year went. Who have been a couple of those guys like Mickey and those that have been here before that have done this? Maybe Coach Thomas as he goofs off behind the camera here. It's loosey-goosey as you head down to Austin. So what have been some of those poignant conversations of, hey, the margin of error shrinks in the regionals, but how do you handle it? What have those guys said?
Well, it's more of just go out there, enjoy it, enjoy the moment. Regionals only really happen, well, it does only happen once a year. So we got to just enjoy the moment and, expect bad things to happen at some stages. But, you got to ride the good and you got to ride the bad. So this is, they just informing me like, stick to your game, stick to what you know, stick to those type of things. And just when we get there, a lot more planning and preparation will go into place. But, yeah. Just up until then, it's just been that and how what we need to do here, in preparation beforehand. So.
Kieran, with the advent of the internet and things that you can do some research yourself on the course itself, for those that have not been on there, are you a big guy that digs and looks at videos and things like that, or are you just one that says, hey, blank canvas, I'll just see it when I get there?
I'm not one that searches the internet and looks up too much about the golf course beforehand. I like to ask people and what they like to feel and what they've experienced from it. So I'm more of a person that prefer to have a conversation with someone. But I have been known in the past to look up a couple of courses, but at least up until now I haven't looked it up Austin. But
final thought here. Last couple of years I've talked to some of the guys, and it's important to note that the grass and the surface you're playing on there, you're used to it from some of the courses you've played on here in the spring. How important is that?
It's very important. We've mixed and matched with different types of grasses, from bent to poana to everything in between. And this is one course which I've heard should suit us. Okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. As I was saying a little bit earlier, the course is going to be a little bit longer than what we used to. So we've got to adjust to that, and we'll see once we get there, I guess. Yeah.
All right, all smiles now, and hopefully even bigger smiles after next week.
Yeah.
All right, Kieran, appreciate the time. Go get them down in Austin, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Back in the regionals again, heading down to Austin, Texas, beginning on Monday for a 3-day event. First off, when you got the seedings last week, what'd you think of where all the teams were going, and even Campbell, the other Big South team, going to the regionals?
No, we were excited. We had 2 spots that we wanted to go, and that was one of them, so we're happy to be there.
Now, when you say we had some spots we want to go, do you have a plan, kind of a plot of a course of, okay, this would fit my team better? And obviously you can't control that, but what goes into the projections and things I know you like doing this time of year?
No, we played. This team's played at LSU, so we played good there last fall. So or it's 2 falls ago, I believe. So we to be able to go there, that would have been good for us because our guys have seen the course. They really like it. They played well there. I think we finished 3rd, but these guys haven't seen Texas, but we've played in a tournament in Texas, so at this course in 2013. So this course sets up well for our guys. So those are kind of our 2. Besides that, in the end, it really doesn't matter. We just need to go and play well.
And when you're in, you're in. Does not matter where they send us. That's right. All right, since the Big South Championships a couple of weeks ago, how many rounds have the guys gotten in, and what have you been doing?
No, we took a little bit different approach this year. We've been going. We gave them 1 day off after the Big South, and we went right back at it. Where in the past we've given them a week or so off. These guys, we took off spring break this year, so they're a lot less burnout. So hopefully that helped in us preparing. So they've worked pretty hard the last couple of weeks, and most of them have been playing a lot of rounds and practicing every day. So now we're excited to get things going.
What's the emotions, Jeff, when you see your name pop up there on the screen to say, hey, we made it in, regardless if it's automatic or at large? How does that make you feel as the head coach of this program?
No, it's exciting. You can't go to the national championship if you don't make the regionals, and that's what we want to do. We want to make the national championship, and it's to be able to go. We've gone 6 of the last 7 years. That's exciting, and I think it's a good. It's just a good statement of where our program is right now. We need to continue to get better. We need to build off these victories, but it's nice to be able to go to regionals every year. So.
And you're taking this team to the championship back in 2012, first time in school history. Talking to Kieran Vincent about just controlling what you control and not looking ahead too far because the top 5 do make it to the national championship. How do you compartmentalize what you're doing here and just look at day 1, which is Monday, and then, okay, when we get to Tuesday, we'll worry about that?
Yeah, no, you just kind of, we've talked about this before too. Unfortunately, in golf, you can't play defense, right? So, if we could play defense, it'd be great, because then it's just us against them. But all we can control is ourselves. So we just need to go and focus in on the course. And there's some things that, we really didn't do very well this year as far as chipping and putting. And we were pretty poor this spring. So, we've been focusing on those things. And if we can control those 2 things, we'll play good. I think, we were looking through the stats. I think we're number 7th in the country in par 5 scoring and like 140 in par 3 scoring. So, par 3 we usually always say is all short game. So, that just shows us right there that, we're not where we need to be. So we've been focusing on those things. We call it the basics, the fundamentals. That's what we kind of attribute it to our guys. In basketball you have turnovers, and us, there's, if we're 3 putting, that's a turnover. If we're not getting up and down the easy chips, that's a turnover. So as long as we can stick to the fundamentals and execute that, we'll be good. If we don't, then we're going to struggle.
Can't play defense, also can't control the weather. What's going to be pretty steamy down there in Austin. How much does that affect how the ball flies?
Ball is definitely going to fly further. Our guys should be used to the warm. We got a lot of Florida guys. We've got Kieran's from South Africa. So, the wet. It's the only bad thing is we haven't had any hot days here in Lynchburg. So we're just not used to it yet. If it was the middle of summer, it would be no big deal. But we just have to keep them hydrated. We've got a plan to do that. Make sure we have lots of waters in the rooms and Gatorade, so they're keeping hydrated the nights before. That's a big deal. And then when we get on the course, only playing 18 holes, it's not that big a deal. It's how we prepare the night before and make sure we're hydrated going into the round. So,
how about the course itself and the grass? Does that get overlooked or thought too much from the media perspective, and how important is that?
No, it's important. We're glad we're going south. It's wall-to-wall Bermuda. This is why it's a good course for us. It's a little more open off the tee. It's a longer course. We've got longer hitters. All of our guys are from the south. They're used to playing Bermuda. The course is rolling, so it's not really up and down too much. So, when you walk on the facility, it looks like you're at a Florida course, and that's what we want. That's what our guys are used to. That's what they see day in and day out. So we're excited to be going down there because of the look of it and how it's going to play.
And how about the other teams in your regional? Top to bottom, it looks like one of the top ones that the committee selected this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's good teams there. There's no question. But, we can't worry about that. We just need to worry about ourselves. I mean, when we won the region in 2012, I think we beat Florida, and they were number 3 in the nation or something like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. We need to go there and play well. We know what scores are going to make it through. We know how we're going to have to play to make it through. So we'll just concentrate on that and just kind of go from there. We can't worry about the rest of that.
All right, Jeff. Well spoken. Good luck next week, okay?
Thank you very much.
Head golf coach Jeff Thomas. Flames getting ready for the NCAA Regionals down in Austin, Texas on Monday.